Hello, hello, hello. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you doing? Testing microphone. Mic check. All right, guys. Welcome so much. Welcome back to another episode. It's a live stream, of course, a reaction video, and I'm glad that you are joining. Okay. As you're getting in, make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to the channel as we're getting started. Okay. For the returning subscribers, welcome back. This is your place. For the new people, for the new subscriber, maybe you came across this channel recently or maybe the other day and you haven't subscribed, take a moment to subscribe, okay? Thank you so much for everything. And can we get started? Yeah. There's a lot that we need to talk about. And most importantly, this thing, this thing that happened in the village today. All right. Okay, I want to go straight to today's topic without wasting a lot of time. I can see people joining. Ernesto, I see you in the house. Thank you for joining, my guy. By the way, Ernesto, make me understand. Whose father was that? Somebody told me it was your father. I mean, your uncle. I mean, let me know, Ernesto. Whose father was that? Was it your father or was it Mogesi's father? Particularly, was it your father or Mogesi's father? Because, bro, that was really, really embarrassing, man. I mean, honestly, that was so bad. So, Ernesto, let me know, please. Was that your father or Mogesi's father? Wow. I'm sipping my tea here, and it's so sweet. I wish I could give you a sip. All right, as you're joining, as I say, make sure you smash the like button and you subscribe. And so I'll put this on my side here so that you can have a look at who was in there. Maybe someone you might know who that person was, okay? There is a man on the left, right there. Actually, there are two men. And the man who is looking at that side was the one who was receiving water from Sensor. Anasta is telling me I don't have any information about this, bro. What happened? For now, I don't have any information about this. Actually, I'm not in the village. I'm in Nairobi. At least, my guy, you should be watching, okay? If you want to know the real thing, just go to Marwa's today's video and scroll to 1 hour and 9 minutes, okay? 1 hour, 9 minutes right there. You will see either your father or Mogesi's father being brutally embarrassed. So tell me, that one that you see on the picture, Ernesto, is that your father on the picture or is that Mogesi's father? Because that was bad. And I'm told, according to Marwa, he was chasing him out and telling him that your children, your kids, insult me every day. And how dare you step in my compound? So get out of here. Get out of here, man. I mean, he almost even slapped him. So, Ernesto, don't, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's your father, my guy. That one right there, Ernesto, that is your daddy. And maybe if you haven't watched what Mara did to your father, I will show you. Don't even quit and go to watch. I will show you what Mara did to your father. And I'm here to do this kind of a reaction. And in this reaction, I will try to be as neutral as I can, because at times I have like mixed feelings and like I get some mixed feelings and mixed thoughts about this whole thing, because of course we can say, I can possibly say, uh, this man maybe he deserved all that, or maybe I can say he didn't deserve all that, but maybe I would be wrong or maybe I would be right. So as we just join in, oh my God. As you're just joining, make sure you smash the like button and you subscribe, okay? And thank you for joining. Okay, let's get started, shall we? Of course. All right, guys. All right, guys. All right. So, if I take you to the village, whatever was happening there is today was the third day in the Nyabohanse village, that is in MARWA Sensor's compound. He was doing that party that he was distributing Mr. Cecil's package. Okay, so today being the third day, and he prepared a small party for, I don't know, village children or maybe villagers. And it happened that not only children that turned up, even elderly people like mothers and some fathers. I mean, I'm talking about grown people. So they turned up, they came. You know, in the village, it is a norm. You should not forget that in the village we operate differently. So when you see like grown people turning up to a party that they were not invited, like formally or officially invited, like, hey, I invite you to a party, and they come. So you shouldn't like think it is I mean, it's not a crazy thing. That's how we operate in the village. So they turned up now for the rumor that, okay, there's a party going on in the swamp. So they came. Among the people who came actually is Ernesto's father, and Ernesto is here confirming that is his father. So Ernesto's father plus another man came there, and I'm told that even Mogesi's father was here. And so when Maro saw them from a distance coming, approaching, he was like, hey, that man, I don't want to see him in my compound. So while I'm trying to make this reaction, I want to try to be as neutral as I can, because sometimes I feel like, honestly, at this moment, based on the fact that everything has been going on in this village, you will know how the chaos has been going here. I mean, the fights between Senso and these families and these neighbors. And you know how they've been treating each other, especially this family has been handling the neighbors and the villagers. So I don't know how, again, someone in his right mind will opt to go there, knowing very well that this man always treats us like this. Maybe that could be a thing that I could feel like, or maybe if Senso chased them, then maybe they deserve it. But again, as neighbors, maybe, you know, it's like a gesture of goodwill. Like, man, our neighbor is having a function here. Let's turn up, just like always. Like, this is our norm. So let's turn up. Let's go and see what's happening. And so they turned up. But you know, that kind of embarrassment, it was, I mean, I felt like it was unnecessary. But I will think that maybe I mean, people don't learn after all. I don't know that there is someone in his right who knows actually how Maro treats these people, and who knows what this man does to them, and willingly go there. So what do you expect? But I'm not trying to say like now whatever Maro did to that man was right. No, that was pretty bad. You know, based on the fact that this man is older than him. I mean, look at that man. That man is older than Senso, obviously. So there was no point of him doing all that. I mean, that was not, that was out of order. But what do I say? Like, I mean, you guys, I want you guys to help me understand, according to your own opinion, do you really think that that old man deserved that treatment, that harassment, that embarrassment? Did he deserve that? Oh, why do you think so? And if you think he didn't deserve it, why? Let's get to it, okay? I'll take you to the real video, then we check what went down there, and we can discuss about it, because, you know, if that was my father, I will have a different feeling, like, oh, why did the censor do that to my father? Then again, I will have to ask myself, really, did my father have to go there in the first place? Why did my father go there in the first place? And again, even if he went there, because me and Senso, we have a problem, like Maro and I have a problem, then why does Senso have to treat my father like that? I mean, bro, let's get to it. All right, thank you for joining. If I haven't, I'll let you comment, just let you know that I know you in there. The prof, I see you. Ernesto, you're here. Erin Su Komos. D. Otieno, how are you? Kerry, I see you. Ernesto, oh yeah, Ivamila. Honella, thank you, Masis, for being here. Bruce K, appreciate you being here. Nessa, Josmuita, Amangana, Karibu. Gemagal, Amangana, welcome so much. Hamisi, welcome so much. Angela, Eva Miller, and yeah. So let's get down to it and talk about this whole scenario and what do you really think. Like, honestly speaking, I want you to be as honest as you can and try to not I mean, just don't attach any emotions, any feelings to it, because maybe after all we know Sensu is a bad guy, but at least try to be neutral and imagine, I'll ask yourself, like, whatever Maro did there, was it a right thing? Was there any approach he could have taken, or did the old man deserve that? Maybe if you're wondering, what are you talking about? Let me take you to the video, then we see actually what went down in that moment, and you'll get to know, bro, this was it, or maybe this wasn't. I mean, you're saying this life is funny. When the shoe is on the other side, people laugh. When they shift it to the other leg, we frown. Life doesn't work like that way. But that's according to you, okay? And I appreciate your thought. I appreciate your opinion. But let's get to it, But thing is, man, Ernesto, I'm really, really sorry for what happened to your father, because I don't know. I need to confirm that is this the real Ernesto's account, because he confirmed that was actually his father. So someone told me that it was Mogesi's father, and maybe someone told me it was Ernesto's father. So now that you confirmed that was your father, man, I'm terribly sorry for what happened to your daddy. I mean, I can only imagine how I'll feel, or maybe how I could have felt if that was my father. I mean, it's for what? For a reason. I mean, rice and beans is not the thing, or maybe those second-hand clothes and shoes could not be something that a grown man like your daddy could go and get such an embarrassment. But let's talk, let's narrow it down to a perspective of a village, because maybe to the outside world it sounds so cruel and big and that way. But now to the perspective of the village, you don't have to ask the question that, why did he go there? No. No. Okay, now let's get to it. Somebody asking me, JT, how will you feel if that happened to your father? Of course, if Amila can't even explain, I would be so much pissed, and that would be so embarrassing. I mean, I can't imagine that is my father being done like that. You know, I mean, however much you think that maybe, however much someone's father could be cruel or maybe bad or maybe evil, blood is thicker than water after all. I mean, at the end of the day, family is family, okay? So chill down, man. Calm down, Ernesto. Yeah, man, calm down, my guy. He did that, but man, I'm sorry, man, that had to happen to your father, but man, sorry, man. Sorry, bro. Okay? I'm so sorry, bro. That happened, actually. It was bad, man. It was bad even to watch, and that's why I had to make a reaction on that. It was bad. I mean, really. But anyway, Ernesto, you're a young man, you're growing, okay? You're a young man, you're growing, and I know that maybe one of these fine days you're gonna make a change, okay? Mogesi, I'm glad that you're in the house here. Actually, I was looking for Ernesto's picture, because when I put there, I thought that was Mogesi's father. That's why Mogesi appeared there. So I'm a make it. But man, I'm so sorry, man. Okay, let's get to this. Maybe like that. Let's get to this. All right. So this was the point. Senso was having this party, and as I told you, and you know that this was the third day people were coming to take those stuff that Cecile brought to the village, and maybe some of them came for meals. Others were eating. As a village, we don't really wait for an official, maybe a formal invitation, like, hey, you are invited to come and have whatever. No, when you hear that, a party is here, a celebration here in the neighborhood, we go. I mean, that's how we grow up. Okay, that's how our village is operating. That's how by far that's how we operate in the village. So you hear some music coming from JT's compound, and you're my neighbor. You don't wait for me to come and call you. You just, hey, what's popping over there? Someone will tell you, hey, JT is having some party. So you'll come, okay? And you'll come, I'll receive you as a visitor, as a guest. And I'll serve you the meal, and we will have a good time there. So it's not like, so people will be like, no, why do they go there? And again, speaking about going there, again, after, based on the past events, based on what had been happening, maybe between Mogesi, Ernesto, and Senso. Now forget about their parents, okay? Because I believe that even Congressman can meet Ernesto's father and they can talk. But if they take their children's disagreements too seriously, that they can now get into wars, like personal grudges, I think then that is something different. But the man came. They popped to that compound, and now Senso saw them coming from a distance. It was hell. All right, I'm gonna put it on your screen, and we get to talk about it, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe, okay? So this was the thing. You listen. Now, Mzee in Swahili, I will be translating to you what this man is saying. Mzee in Swahili. Mzee in Swahili means man, okay? Old man. So old man, he told, when he saw, that is Ernesto's father, when he saw him from a distance, he was like, old man, your children abuses me. Okay, mzee, we watoto wako wananitusi. That's a Swahili meaning, old man, your children do abuse me. Okay, so you, I don't want nothing to do with you in my compound. Matter of fact, get out of here, because you are watching your kids insulting me on internet every day, and you have the guts to come to my compound. Wow. And now that's how it was going down. Someone is asking, what was this? It was today on MARWA's video. That's what, the video that I'm playing on your screen. It was today, day 3. I had to send him away. Actually, that was his title. 3 hours ago, this video has 10K so far. And it was 3 hours ago, Sensor say day 3, I had to send him away. So that send him away, he's talking about Ernesto's father. And he had to chase him like that. But now I'm trying to ask myself a lot of questions, because I don't want to be on the wrong side, because, you know, maybe I may be asking, why did he have to do that? And again, I'm asking, honestly, according to your opinion, do you really think that he deserved that old man deserved that? Or do you really think that Sensor was so wrong to do that to a man, no matter what happened between them, or between the children? I mean, I'm talking about Ernesto, Mogesi, and MARWA himself, because this wasn't involving parents. But now the old man turned up to MARWA's compound, and MARWA had to remind him that this is not my father's compound. This is my own compound. So I'm the owner of this home, and I'm telling you, I don't want nothing to do with you in my compound, because you watch your children abusing me on the internet. So just, I was about to use a cussing word. Anyway, let me just be cool. So what do you think, guys? According to you all, what do you really think? Maybe at this moment, maybe you haven't made your mind. Let's go on with this. So Mzee, I don't want you in my compound. That's MARWA pointing a finger to Mogesi's Ernesto's father. Mzee, old man, your children abuse me, so I don't want you here. You hear? The old man is trying to explain now. Those who are not my children. I really think that the other man. Let me put that on this one. Okay, the man on the middle, the man on the left, that is Ernesto's father. Then there is Mogesi on the middle, and the other man was trying to explain that no, that wasn't my children. Okay, those are not my children, because when you watch that video, those two men are different. It's like looks like now the other man is not. They don't have a problem with MARWA. Actually, when you watch that video, it goes to a point where Maro is asking the man to say on camera that he paid school fees for one of the child of this man. So he had even to explain all that. But this Ernesto's father, Maro was telling him, yo, old man, how dare you come to my compound and your children abuses me? And man was trying to be calm. I mean, you know, what really pisses me is the way the man was trying to be, how the man was trying to be humble and, you know, because honestly, the age, I understand that Maro maybe at this moment, Maro could have all the reason to, to come hard on the man because, yeah, maybe Mogesi, Ernesto, Ginto, and the three amigos, they've been making reactions against Maro. That one is completely understandable. But now, based on the fact that this was not the Mogesi, or maybe this was our father, okay, this was Ernesto's father. I'm talking about someone's father, okay? And him and Maro have never had problems before, okay? So now that this was apparent, okay, no matter what happened between the children, my children can have a problem with someone, but now I didn't know. How does it have anything to do with me as a parent? Of course, you know, these are not like minors. These are grown-up kids who have YouTube channels. So Maro is asking the man, like, you can't tell me that you watch your children abusing me and making all those mockery for me or me on camera, and you have the guts to come here. You should have contained them. You should have controlled them. The old man is trying to say, man, Maro, calm down, man. It's not my fault, okay? It's not my fault. It was embarrassing. I tell you, if that was my daddy, Maro, tomorrow I'll be in your compound. Tomorrow I could be in your compound. And man, that won't be good. It won't settle good with me. And watching my father going through all that, I'm sure it will be bad. But now again, I'm asking this. Now that this man knows what is happening here, was it right for him actually to go to Maro's compound? After all, he knows. Okay, Ernesto, don't get me wrong. I know that was not bad. That was wicked. What was bad for your father to get all those embarrassment. But again, was it right for your daddy to step in Maro's compound, knowing very well what's happening over there, and knowing very well who Maro is and what he can do? What do you think, Ernesto? I know it's bad. Honestly, if it was me, if that was my father, I would feel bad. But again, no. Let me not make judgments and stuff. Let me just make a reaction from a very neutral point of view. And I want you guys to reason with me. Tell me, if that was your father, how will you feel? And on the other hand, do you really think that maybe if your father knew that you and Maro had the problems, do you really think it was right for you to go there as a parent? Okay, let me put that here on your screen so that you can go on.
I'm telling him his kids abuse me every day. I don't want any of his story. And I say it on camera. I'm not afraid.
Wow. Did you hear that? So basically, for people who don't get it still, I'm going to remind you that that was an Ernesto's father. And at this moment, he's taking blames for Ernesto, taking blames for Mogesi, taking blames for Gintu, taking blames for all the three amigos. So that's why Senso is coming so hard on them, because the old man represents this family of three amigos, Mogesi, Ernesto, Gintu, and the other guy, Mayani, and all that. So that was that was horrible, embarrassing, so sad, very bad. But you guys, what do you have to say? What do you have to say? So he showed up, okay? People are coming in, okay? People are just coming in. They were coming to eat. They were all over here eating the food and stuff like that. I can show you the part while they were eating. They were having some good time. not just children, even grown men were there. So I understand why the men pulled up there, because in the village you don't say no, that party was for children and stuff. No, it was a general party. Any person could come there, whether a child, whether a grown up, whether a grown man, they could come. For example, see here, look here, this one just not children, okay? These were men, like you can see there were grown men here. All of them were here. Okay, all of them were here. So from children, from children, middle-aged people, teenagers, young men and young ladies, and all women, old men were all here, because this is a party, and you can see they are holding bonds, they are chewing, they were eating food. It's a party. That's how we operate in the village. But now, based on that particular scenario, what do you really think? Because I can see all the people here. Look.
With a big bone.
I've got a big bone. I really appreciate it, brother. Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot.
Now you see that. These are people who are there, they were eating. Okay. So it's not like this was just a party for children and stuff like that. So at least you understand that this was something collective for everyone. And now, Mr. Man, Ernesto's father, who I assume now at this moment he represents Ernesto's father, Mogesi's father, Gintu's father, and everyone, because now MARWA is trying to victimize him based on what is happening between him and Mogesi and Ernesto and Gintu and whoever, all those men in the village who are not Team MARWA. And I'm talking about the people who've been making reaction videos, saying MARWA did this, MARWA that, MARWA that. So when the man showed up, it was now hell. He couldn't even wait. He said, hey, you old man, you children, they do abuse me. They do insult me. And now that you couldn't do nothing and you have the guts to show up here, man, you have to go. Okay? I can't stand you coming to my compound. How dare you? It's pretty embarrassing. And he had to do it on camera. And, once he said that this was a coincidence. I didn't plan this. Yes, I know it was a coincidence, but again, why did you have to film it? Sometimes, Sanso, I know you like drama. MARWA likes drama, that's for sure. Did he actually have to put it on camera? Yes, I know that maybe Ernesto's father, he didn't deserve to go there. And maybe MARWA could have switched off the camera and told the man, hey, you know what's happening. So don't make me embarrass you. You are a father of my father's age. So just turn around, go back where you came from. Don't come here. You know that me and your children have a problem, and they've been abusing me on camera and blah, 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 blah. So don't make me embarrass you on camera. That is bad. You're of my father's age. So just get going. But now that MARWA had to film everything and embarrass that man like that, what do I have to say? That was the perfect timing for MARWA. He'd been waiting all his life, even if he didn't put that as a thumbnail, but he had to write on his title and say, day 3, I had to send him away. Who? The man. Wow. Okay.
I'm telling him his kids abuse me every day. I don't want any of his story. And I say it on camera. I'm not afraid.
I'm telling him that his kids abuse me on camera. They abuse me. So I'm telling him I don't want nothing to do with him in my compound. And I'm telling him on camera, I'm not afraid of nothing. Honestly, for me, there was nothing I expected than that. Okay? That is the least I expected from Censor. That is the least I expected from him, based on the fact that he knows that Ernesto's father, or maybe Mogesi's father, or Gintu's father, if they showed up there, how will he have reacted to them? You know how the 3 amigos, they react on Censor. So you can't tell him he was cool with that. But again, here's my biggest question. And there is a poll on your chat. Make sure you vote, okay? There is a poll on your chat. Make sure you vote. Tell me, do you really think that the Mr. Man, maybe Ernesto's father, deserved all that? Or do you think that was so wrong of MARWA to do that? Do you really think that Because I can see honestly saying, oh, he chased my father because of clothes and shoes, bro. That's what I assume, because that is what people are coming in there to do. They were coming there to get shoes, to get what, to get shoes and clothes. And some of them were coming to eat. So now that was your father. And he came just like other people came. But now Maro had to chase him like that. So, according to you guys who are watching me, as we go on with this reaction, do you really think that it was right? That was the right approach of Marwa to remind that man that his children are abusing him and now put him on camera and chase him like a dog? Or do you think that was the bare minimum he could do? I mean, a friendly turnout, a friendly like okay, well, man, let's go on. Somebody saying, I suspect that Maro invited them to embarrass them. That could be a thing. Or to prove a point. Well, let's go back. So he's saying, no. I'm not going to accept anything from you. I've said no. That is a Korean. No. No, I don't accept anything from you. I mean, I don't want to even listen to you. I said no. Okay, I don't want to listen to nothing from you. All right, I'll be highlighting some comments at least to see what you guys reason out. Okay, I mean, you just guys open up and tell me your honest opinion. Okay. You don't have to defend Senso. You don't have to defend Mogesi's father or Ernesto's father. Just give me your honest opinion. Let me know what you think. Shane is saying, as long as they continue going to that compound, Kenge will continue disgracing them. They have refused to learn that this family is evil. At some point, I really think, for Ray, because at this moment, is there any villager in there that doesn't know how Senso treats people? Is there someone who doesn't know how Senso operates? Is there someone who doesn't know how this family treats other villagers? I mean, these are the same people who've been announcing several that our gates are closed. We don't want any this parasite coming. And now the second unclosed just came to the villa, and he opened a gate. And the villagers have forgotten everything that this man have been saying to them. They're going in. I'm not sorry. I'm not trying to justify that action that Senso did to an old man of his father's age was good. I'm sure if I ask Mr. Kohera, if Kohera you're watching, please address this thing. Do you really think that your son was right to treat a man of your age, of his father's age, like that? Do you really think he was right? For whatever reason, I mean, for whatever reason, even if the man himself made a video abusing Marwa. I mean, if that was me, JT, as a reactor, if I pop up to Marwa's compound for the third time, the last time I was there, I was in the party. Man, I enjoyed that thing. And people are asking me, you've been eating Marwa's food or whatever. I paid for that thing, okay? So I don't feel nothing. So if that was me, JT, who got in there, and Marwa embarrassed me like that, I would be like, okay, I understand, okay? I do, because as a reactor, I haven't been saying a lot of good things about Senso. And now he had all the reason to do whatever he can say about me and chase me away. But now this was not Ernesto himself. This was his father. And what has the father, I mean, what does he have to do with all the shenanigans? Guys, do you really think that he deserved it? Or do you really think that, man, Ernesto, you know, I feel you, my brother. I really do. Sorry. I really feel you, my brother. And I'm not trying in any way try to like justify anything that Senso did to your father, that it was the right thing. I'm really feeling that at some point it was wrong. But again, do you really think that your daddy could have thought not to going there? Because, you know, that man is not, I mean, Senso is not a good person after all. You know how that family treats you all. Or maybe, let me assume that this thing that happened on YouTube, they are not known by the normal villagers because most of them are not on internet. So Senso cannot take internet stuff that are happening on YouTube and not direct them to even the villagers, because maybe I assume Ernesto's father does not have a smartphone. He doesn't watch YouTube. He doesn't know what Ernesto does as content. For example, my daddy doesn't know what type of content I do. He knows that I work online, I do stuff online. So if my daddy goes to Marwa's compound and someone signals Marwa and tell him, hey, Senso, do you know that old man there with a hat? That is JT's father. So my father might not know what type of content I do. What do I have? Do I have a problem with Marwa? He might not know, okay? So if Marwa takes take that problem that we have between me and him and directs it to my father, then that is a big problem. I mean, that is a big, how can I say? It's a big disrespect in a way. But if my daddy knows that Marwa speaks ill about us, about our family, and he goes there again, I don't know what I'll tell to my father. Of course, I'll feel bad that Marwa embarrassed my father. But again, I'll have to ask my daddy, Daddy, you know how Marwa treats us. Why did you go there? It's blowing my mind, guys. I mean, it's really blowing my mind. But again, okay. Listen to this.
Mimi ndio mwenye boma nimekataa.
So he's saying, I'm the owner of this home. Okay? This is not my father's compound. I'm the owner of this home. So I've said no. Ernesto, man, don't feel bad, okay? One thing I know, Ernesto, is like table stand real quick, okay? Table stand real quick. And things change. Trust me, even the Maro himself and his family, they never used to have that life that they're having right now. They used to have a very, shagala-bagla life. And there they are right now. It doesn't mean that they remain on top of there and you guys will remain down there forever, no? It's not too late. You can change everything. Poverty is really an embarrassment, man. I've been seeing how, for example, politicians come to our village there. Okay, for example, a politician will come to a village there and you'll see a very old man going to kneel down in front of a very young politician and talking to them very humbly, and and this politician will pull a very new 50 cent. I'm talking about dollars now. He put a very new 50 cent and give this old person, and they will act so much humble and all that. So they receive all this kind of embarrassment because of poverty. Tell me if, for example, this man is being embarrassed here. If he had everything figured together, he came in with a very huge car or something of that sort, and he has stuff figured out together. Do you really think that Celso will embarrass him like that? I mean, just imagine this man was in a capacity of Aaron Dante, or maybe someone like Jamaican Uncle, someone who come in there and Celso look at them and see dollars. No, he couldn't have done that. I know maybe even if they had problem, there's a way that Maro would have taken a different approach to talk to that man, like, hey, we are not that good because there's something that you did here and there. Maybe your child did this and that to me, so I don't really think it is cool. So speak to your child and stuff like that. But because poverty is a thing. I understand, Ernesto, but it's not too late, my guy. You can still change it, okay? Don't you ever allow yourself to feel bad about this. Of course, I would feel bad in the first place, but again, don't really think it's a permanent situation. You can change stuff, okay? Table stand. Man, table stand. Who actually thought that Senso and Maro and his family will actually have this kind of life? So it's not too late, man. Okay? It's not too late. You can change stuff. Okay? So let's go over to it.
Hey, I'm saying I'm the owner of this home. I have refused.
Okay. He's declaring, I've said, I'm the owner of this home and I have refused. I have said no. Wow. EBBs, thank you. You guys can, encourage Ernesto, because I can feel like that is heartbreaking. Yo, you know that even if that was my daddy, even if that was your daddy, I mean, that's your parent. It doesn't matter what I did to Mara. That was me. Okay? So Mara cannot victimize my father because of what me and him have. I mean, the differences between me and him. It's like I meet Congress mom, and now, or maybe I meet Mr. Kohera in the street, or maybe Mr. Kohera comes to my home, and now I have to treat him so bad because Mara, to some point, Mara had a problem with me. I mean, that is childish. That is awkward. That's bad. The parent have nothing to do with YouTube. Actually, he doesn't even know YouTube exists. I'm sure that one. I'm sure 100%. He doesn't even watch Maro. He doesn't watch YouTube. All he knows that this young man in the neighborhood, he grew up from nothing. He became something because of online stuff that he do on phones and cameras. That is what I'm seeing my boy doing. Maybe he thinks that this is what Ernesto, my boy, is doing. Maybe one or the other. He's gonna become a millionaire just like him. So he's coming to celebrate one of the villagers who actually grew from nothing to something and have, maybe he doesn't know. That is what I'm assuming. But you don't have to treat someone's father like that. I mean, it's crazy, It's bad. It's bad. Me, that is what I feel. Okay? That's what I feel like on the first approach. Like he didn't really have to treat that man like that. For whatever reason. I don't care what Ernesto or what Mogesi or what Gintu had said about Maro. Their parents have nothing to do with this. Actually, they don't even own YouTube channel. They don't watch this YouTube channel. They barely listen to radios. Okay? The free meridian, the FM frequencies, the free channels. They don't even have access to some of this internet and even smart TVs and maybe digital TV. So, what is that? But again, does it really mean that these villagers don't really know what type of family is this? Do they know? Don't they know that, Mara? Man, let's get down to it. Hi, Oliver, see you. Hi, Gracie. See you. I see you in the house. Thank you for joining. Okay. Shark Waters in the name of Masuba too. So let's go on.
Kids abuse me, do all these things, and they get money from abroad. Hey, I'm saying I'm the owner of this home. I have refused. His kids abuse me, do all these things, and they get money from abroad. I say no.
So his kids, for people who just joined late, when I asked about this, Ernesto confirmed that that was indeed his father. And maybe if you didn't see who the father I'm talking about, that man that Maro is pointing a finger to, that is the Ernesto's father. So Maro is really, really going hard on this man, saying he is the owner of that home, and this man's kids, no, precisely the kids here, the kids who have the internet access is Ernesto, Mogesi, Gintu, Mayani, and all that. So he's kind of trying to take every blame of all these three amigos and all this company. So now that he showed there, Maro is saying, no, you have the guts to come here. As the owner of the home, I'm saying you are not needed here. So while you watch this, what do you have to say? What do you say? I'm late. Honestly though, why did he go to Mura's compound though? Honestly, Muzungu Pebbles, on the other hand, that is the very disturbing question that I have at this moment. Now that I have Ernesto in the house, and Mogesi is here watching, and probably all of these people are watching, can you guys tell me that your father didn't know that you guys have a problem? Can you guys tell me that your parents don't know how this family treats y'all as villagers? Please tell me that your father walked in there without any knowledge that now that is how Maro will treat him. But I was listening to how he was trying to respond. Ernesto's father was trying to respond in a way that he wanted to make peace, like, like, no, Maro, that's not how it is. No, we can. And he said, no, I don't want to listen to you. He was like, no, Mara, listen to me. I tried to talk to my son. My son is he mentioned the son. Actually, you will tell me, Ernesto, that if that was you who was mentioned there. He said, my son is this guy. The other one that is still abusing you is not my son. I talked to my son and he agreed to stop doing that. So whoever you're saying is abusing is not my son. But Maro could not listen to him. So let's get to it. But do you really think that it was necessary for them to go there? Don't you really think that they know that that was the possible thing that will come out of them? Anyway, let's check this.
Hey, Mura. No. Mzee nimekataa.
No. Mzee is old man. No. Old man. I've said no. Okay? I've said no. I've refused. I've denied. So no matter how you're trying to talk to me, no matter what you're trying to say, it's not going to change nothing. I'm saying, I don't want you here. Now I assume, okay, you assume that it was your father, right? Assume that was your father. Okay, Mogesi. Ernesto is saying, bro, they don't know anything about this, bro. Even my dad doesn't have a phone. That is 100% I can attest. Not just your daddy. My father has a phone, okay? And the phone that my father have does not even have any browser. It doesn't access internet. The only thing that he does with his phone is to make a phone call. Just that. He doesn't even read SMS. Same applies to my mama. So I can say that my parents might not actually know what type of niche I'm dealing with on the internet. Maybe someone might try to explain to them that I can try to explain to them that I make a living from online stuff, from trading. She would be asking, what is trading? From YouTube, what is YouTube? From stuff like that. So I totally agree with you, Ernesto, when you say that he doesn't know. He doesn't, because for Ray, how many parents in the village have access to internet? How many parents? Look at Ernesto's father. Okay, look at him. Do you really think that man had a smartphone? He been watching Maro. Do you really think that this man follows? He follows the YouTube shenanigans that these boys are doing? I don't really think so. And matter of fact, I really think that maybe they've been seeing Ernesto and Mogesi and Gintu and the likes. They power on camera, they speak English, of which they don't understand. So maybe they know that whatever Maru is doing on the other side with his camera is the exact same thing that my children are doing. So one of these fine days, they're going to be rich as he is. So maybe that is why they don't bother too much to follow up, because I don't really think that, for example, Gintu's father, if he's there, he goes to check his timeline and see what has Gintu said today on his video. I mean, what has he said on this video? What has he said? Mogesi's father. I don't really think that Mogesi's father, if he's there, he goes to his channel to watch everything. What did my son say today? Did he say something wrong about someone? I don't really think they do that. So I really agree with you, Ernesto, that maybe he doesn't even have a phone. He doesn't know anything about YouTube. So now that Maro actually went hard like that on him, at some point I really think that Senso should have taken a different approach. He didn't have to go hard on a man like that. You really think that this man knows these shenanigans? I don't really think he does. Like, does he actually know? Someone is asking me, JT, do you think the father went there with Ernesto's knowledge? That aside, it was wrong to embarrass him on camera. As a leader and so-called role model, he ought to be more civil. I understand, for real. And actually, Ernesto came to learn about this whole scenario on my reaction, he didn't know, because that was a whole lot of video. And we assumed it was the same thing, the distributing blah, 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 blah. But now he even wrote on the title saying I had to send him away. And now he did that on purpose because he was really waiting for that perfect moment to at least clap back. Because these people, maybe Ernesto, Mogesi, Gintu, and the likes, they've been making reactions. We all know that. Okay? So this man had carried this grudge to a family thing. So he know that this whole family, I don't want nothing with them. So when this man came in, it was now the show. It was showtime. Actually, even if his battery, his camera's battery died, he could have pulled out a phone and recorded that footage, because there's no way he could go without recording that part. There's no way. Again, was there any other approach that Maru would have taken? Because assuming this man is a man of your father's age, whatever it is that it is the differences between you and your this man's children and whatever and blah blah. Even if this is the man who made videos talking about Marwa, don't you really think that now, because this man is an old man, age and now respect that comes with the age, don't you think that Marwa had a different option, like power off the camera, tell the man politely or even harshly, but off camera, tell him, hey, listen, I know who you are. You are Ernesto's father, right? Yes. You are Mogesi's father, right? Yes. You are Gintu's father, right? Yes. And do you know that your children do make videos called reaction? They talk bad about me. And they say yes or no. If they say no, he will have at least make them aware. No, your children do make this kind of video. They say so ill stuff about me. So I won't be cool with you being here. I want you out of my compound, because I won't be happy to see you here eating and having good time in my compound while your children do ABC to Z. But the man on camera, that is Ernesto's father, he confirms that Marwa warned him previously. Okay? Let's get this straight. Marwa told him previously that your children do abuse me. Talk to them. That's according to Marwa on camera. He said that your children do say stuff about me. Talk to them. Okay? And the man say, I talked to my son. I talked to my son, and he agreed to back off. Whoever is now abusing you is not my son. He tried to explain to him like that. That is not my son. But Maro told him, no matter, I don't care. Just get out. Okay? But looks like now there was a communication prior to this day. The man who accompanied him was a good friend to Marwa and even paid his son's school fees. So this man came here with the knowledge that Marwa have a problem with his son. That is for now. I can attest to that, because he said that he had warned him previously, and go talk to your children. They talk to me. They talk about me very bad. So talk to them. And he said, no, I tried to talk to my son. My son have backed off. Whoever is saying all those stuff is not my son. I mean, let me take you to the video. You can say, where did he say that? He said that here.
This guy, his friend is Mokami. Your name is?
Okay. He said no to the other man. Okay. He said no to this other man, but he said, your friend, this man, this other friend, he's called Mokami. This other friend is a good person to me. He's a good man to me. Actually, I've even paid his child's school fees. Okay. Has he told you that I've done that? Have you that? And he had to bring him on camera. That was a perfect moment for Sensor to prove a point. Like, I've done a lot of good stuff. So tell people on camera, because when I paid for your child's school fees, I couldn't film you because people will be hard on me. Now that you've come on a perfect moment, just tell people on camera that I've paid your son's school fee. And he had even to say, your name is Mukami, right? Tell the people what I've done for you.
Mukami Thomas.
Can you tell people what I did to you this week? Now that you're
My
here?
friend, I have.
Hey, can you tell people what I did to you this week? Please tell the people what I did to you this week. Juliet is saying, JT, the father knows what his son is doing. Trust me. At some point, Juliet, I can really agree with you, because on the same video, the man is trying to explain to Maro that I talked to my son. So, meaning he knows, okay? Meaning Maro told him that your son do speak ill about me. So he said, I talked to my son, and he mentioned a name there. So you guys will tell me that name. Who's being mentioned in that name? Is it Mogesi? Is it Ernesto? Is it Gintu? So he knows. Okay, the father knows. And that's why. So see this kind of embarrassment I'm talking about. The other man, who is a friend, now has to receive an embarrassment again, because Ernesto's father showed up. And now, if they had a they had a secret transaction or business about me paying your son's school fees, maybe you give me land, or maybe you do ABC, because he was insisting, I paid for your son's school fees. Did you give me land? He said, no. Did you do anything to me? No. Did you give me anything? Did you give me land? Because maybe land is the transaction between that whole thing. So maybe it's like an investment he's doing. One of these fine days, you will come and tell him, I paid for your son's school fees, and this is the total amount that you owe me. So give me something. So the man, despite that they were cool, he had no problem with him. He had to go through the same embarrassment because of the friend, Ernesto's father. That was a perfect moment for Marwa to prove a point, to actually do a revenge, a very good revenge, because he'd been really waiting for this moment. And there we go.
I appreciate very much.
What did I do?
Paid my son's school fees balance.
What did I do? Tell people what I did to you. You paid for my school. No, say what I did. Paid for my son's school fees, and I appreciate that. Okay. So, did you give me anything?
Last week.
Yeah.
Appreciate.
And even to explain, I guess the son they're talking about is that one shaking Maro's hand over there. Because, whoa. Wow. How could that go away like that? He had to remind him. And he tells the son, go inside there, check something, check something for you. All right? Guys, please like the video as you enjoy this, and as you give your opinion, make sure you like the video. At least we're having a very sensitive conversation here, and a real talk. Now, you guys assuming that this was your father, and you have a problem with Marwa. Was it right for Marwa to treat your father like that based on your disagreement with Marwa? Or, on the other hand, now that your father had acknowledged that you and Marwa have a problem, but he went there anyways, was it right for him to go there? But assuming that he didn't know what is going on between the children, or between these young men, and he went there, do you really think that he deserved that treatment? And, or maybe the general opinion of it, do you think this whole scenario had to go down like that? That is what I'm asking right now. Please remember to like the video, kindly. Let's get at least to 250 likes, please, kindly. I'm begging you, okay? Don't do me like Maro is doing this, man. Please. Okay, someone is saying, JT, it doesn't really matter. It really don't matter if the father knew. He should not have gone there uninvited. No, I told you, Staj. I told you about things to do with the invitation. I told you that in our village, especially in our community, we don't do this kind of invitations, formal invitation. No, we don't do that. That's why you see a lot of village children are flocking to Marwa's compound. Their parents are pretty aware where these children are going. That is how we operate in the village. If I pull a party in my home, people will pull up. Okay, people will just come. I don't really have to go to each and every doorstep telling them that, hey, tomorrow I'll have a big party here. They just have to hear some noise, hear some aroma of fish being fried, hear some, beef and stuff. They will see people going up and down and some noisy that is not normal. They will come. Okay, so that is nothing big in our village. We do that. Okay, we go. Actually, you can even tell that Go to any villager video that you've seen there. Even when Gintu does this kind of like a vulnerable party after whatever party, back to school party, you see people coming in. You want to tell me that he invites each and everyone? No, we don't do that in our village or maybe in our community. And mostly this is an African thing that I can assume that is an African thing. But let me say, according to our country, according to our community, we don't really do formal invitations when it comes to kind of community gatherings like this. You have to just do a party and people will come. Just put a goat down, make some goat soup, and some rumors will just bring people in. I mean, people will be like, hey, something's happening here. So they will come. Okay? They don't need to be invited like we'll be having this function and that. No, they will just pull up. So I'm not taking that as a reason enough that why did he have to go there and invited? No. I want you guys to understand it from that point of view. That's why you can see in Marwa's village, in Marwa's villa, people are just flocking in and invited. If you watch that video. So we are not operating just like other countries, other worlds, like the Western and stuff. No, we in Africa, we operate differently. And it's no offense when someone comes to your home and invited. It's no offense at all. Please understand that. If you see me coming to your place without you inviting me in Africa, that's pretty okay. I mean, you welcome me just like you invited me. So there's nothing like official invitees, whatever. Is that even English? No. Okay, understand that. Now, whether he knew or he didn't know, now he went there. I'm talking about that treatment. Was it right? Let's get.
Even
the son is his own.
All right. So the two men there, one is Ernesto's father, and someone is asking if that is true, why Marwa kicked him out. The reason is Marwa is explaining to this man that his children, okay, his children now, Ernesto and others, are really abusing him on camera. And so that's why he doesn't want to do anything with him. He doesn't want any business with him. So that's the reason why he doesn't want him there. Not that he came there without invitation. No, he came there knowing very well what the son does. And by the way, when you listen to this clip that I'm going to play here, it's like the man knew, because he was explaining that I talked to my son. So how will he have talked to the son without knowing what the son is doing? Okay, guys, this could be so mind-blowing, but I want you guys to just give me your honest opinion. All right? I understand you, JT. Here it is different. You've got to be invited. I know, not just there, even here in the city. Okay, now I'm talking about the village perspective. In the village, yeah, we just go uninvited, but not everywhere, of course. And even some villages, they operate like cities. So I'm talking, when you see like gated village, okay, gated communities in the village, there are some villages that they have these gated communities, like people have gates and the walls and stuff. So you don't go knocking gates. But when we do this kind of functions, we open our gates wide open. So when you see a gate is wide open, there's no restrictions, you know that is a free to go. And even if your gate is closed and something is happening there, people will come to the gate and knock. Hey, open here. We have heard that there's a party here. So why the hell are you closing the gate? Open the gate. We're here to the party. I mean, we're here to eat. So open the goddamn gate. So, yeah, I understand. All right, so let's get into it. Please, guys, please, I'm begging you all, make sure you like the video, okay? And subscribe. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. Janet Harris, please like the video and send your super slaps here. If you don't send me super slap, I'll kick you out. Janet Harris, I know you're broke lately. You've not been super slapping sense of, but now you want to come to reactors and joyride. Janet Harris, I'll kick you out. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he went back to school.
This Mzee, I don't want anything to deal with him.
So this old man, I don't want nothing to do with him. That is Ernesto's father. I don't want, okay? This mzee, JT, you can't mind your business. No, I can't. Just like you can't your business, you can't mind yours. That's why you're here. So, Rogers, have you liked the video? By the way, you're minding your business with a ring light. What is that kind of pose? Man, are you okay? Hey, you're minding a business, man, with your ring light. Anyway, it's okay that you're here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. You know, I appreciate you watching, you and Janet Harris and the likes. Thank you for watching, okay? Make sure you like the video. And tell me, guys, do you really think, okay, I know you support your slave master, Mr. Swamp King. Do you really think that it was right for him to do whatever he did to Ernesto's father? Do you really think it was right?
Because his kids abuse me, his sons, and he is a father, he cannot guide them.
You hear that? So this old man, I don't want nothing to do with him because his kids, they abuse me, and he is the father, and he can guide them. You know, sometimes I really think there's a valid point, but again, which kids are we talking about? Are we talking about some grown men like Ernesto and Mogesi? Are we talking about kids like kids, or are we talking about some grown men, some grown young men? Because you can only control and contain your kids if they are way young, like minors and blah, blah, blah. But now, these are not like young kids like minors. These are, let me see if I can have the picture of Ernesto and Mogesi. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Let me try to see if I can have that picture. You know, when Mara talks about kids, I don't understand because these are not like, they're not young kids, all right? These are not young kids that you as a parent, you as a father, you can go hiring and maybe controlling, like you can only talk to them, okay? For example, if my daddy finds out that I do reactions, and I do reaction most of the time, canceling Maro and, you know, reacting against him. And my father tries to tell me, no, JT, why do you have to react against Maro? Why can't you just don't react? I will tell him, like, no, that is my niche, daddy, okay? Just sit down and watch me do my thing. So honestly, we might disagree. We might agree with my father or disagree. So I don't really think that Marwa have a reason to victimize this man because of this grown man here on your screen, that why can't he contain his father, his children? These are just grown men, no? These are grown men. You cannot control what they do with their phone and their camera. Matter of fact, he's not on YouTube. He's not on internet. So how on earth will he know what these people do with their phones on internet? That's why you can see, like, most people from the village, for example, that young lady who was selling noodles, those young ladies who are making like those people who are making very ugly content. They made that for a very long time and even got banned from YouTube by YouTube themselves without parents knowing what they were doing. So you might not even know. You might not even know what your children are doing on internet or with their phones as a parent in the village. It's possible, like completely possible. Maybe in town, maybe you as a parent, maybe you're living in an advanced world where you have your phone, you can go through your child's social media handles and see what they post. You can check on their timeline. You can follow up and down and see what they do. But in the village, it's different. So I don't know. Even if you talk to them, it's not a guarantee that they will agree with whatever you have to say. For example, my daddy cannot tell me now to quit online stuff that I do to go and find a 9-5 job. I might not even listen to him. I'm reasoning with you like on a very frank point of view. Like, if my daddy approached me and tell me, now, JT, I really think you should find a 9-5 job and don't do the online stuff that you do, be it trading, be it YouTube, be it whatever. Don't buy crypto, don't trade, don't do nothing. Just go find a 9-5 job or maybe a casual job. I may listen to him and be like, okay, Dad, that's all you said. I'm gonna think about it, but don't do it. So if Maru is telling the father, like, should have talked to your children, I really think that no. Mm-mm.
I say no. No.
So I'll play that part. I will rewind a little bit to hear the man what the man is trying to say. He's trying to defend his son. Okay, he's trying to defend his son, saying, "My son, I talked to him." Okay, listen to him.
And he is a father, he cannot guide them.
Okay, the father cannot guide them, but what the father did, what the father said.
I say no. No.
Okay, Ernest na mukani kabisa. Festus. Okay. Say I spoke in the local dialect. So he said he talked to Ernest. Ernest, he stopped. Festus is the one who has a problem. So who's Festus here? Guys, like, help me understand. So based on that argument there, based on that conversation, it tells you that the man knows very well that these people had a problem. It tells you that MARWA told him about what is happening with the sons. That's what I'm making out of that, because if he told him that your children are really talking about me and talk to them, and he said I talked to my son, I talked to my other son and he agreed. But now this other guy, okay, let me rewind. I want you to highlight those names and tell me what the names mean.
You cannot guide them. I say no.
Okay, he said, I told Ernest, okay? I told Ernest and he agreed and he has stopped. That is the man saying, I told Ernest and Ernest have agreed and he has stopped. The only boy who has a problem here is Festus. The only boy who has a problem here is Festus. But Ernest, I talked to him and he has stopped. But Festus is the one who has a problem. So who is Festus? Who is Ernest, according to these people here? Ernesto, if you're in the house, Ernesto, if you're in the house, please tell me. I guess now Ernest is Ernesto. Festus, I don't know who Festus is. So please tell me, Ernesto, who is Festus? Who's Ernest in this scenario? And you guys, if you know. All right. Do you know who those people are? Let me know. Okay, I see you guys. I don't know. Did you get the point? You do. You did. So what is not grown enough to reason with those boys' father. Okay. Now, as much as Ernesto's father was trying to explain to MARWA that, you know what, MARWA, I talked to Ernest. Ernest, I don't know if Ernest is Nasto. Not Nasto. Ernesto. I don't know if Ernest is who. I talked to him and he backed off. But now, Festus is the one who has a problem. So Ernest is Mogesi. Whoa, you guys are confusing me. Mogesi is called Festus. You guys don't know nothing. You guys don't know nothing, okay? Yeah, you guys don't know nothing. Who is Ernest and who is Festus? You guys don't know nothing, do you? You guys don't get me confused. You don't know nothing. Who is Ernest and who is Festus? Okay.
No, hiyo I say no. Huyu hata rafiki yako juzi nimempelekea mtoto.
Okay. Ernesto and Festus Mogesi. So, okay. Ernest is you, Ernesto, and Festus is Mogesi. Oh yeah, now I understand. Oh, now I understand. So your father was telling Marwa, nah, my son has no problem with you. No, then that is why I got that thing. Your father was trying to explain to Marwa that I talked to my son, Ernest, now you, Ernesto. I talked to my son, Ernest. I talked to my son, Ernesto, and he has no problem with you. The only person who has a problem here is Mogesi, Festus. Mm. Uh, but one thing you have to understand, Mogesi, is Ernesto. One thing you have to understand is that could not actually make Maro change his mind, because all he wanted there, even if he know that that is true, that you don't do that thing no more, even if he knows that well, he would not have listened to him anyway. His main goal was like to prove a point, to embarrass him, to just make it a show. That was the main target of him, and actually he achieved it perfect. It was a perfect moment for him to drive a point home, to just, bro. Mm. So your father was trying to explain to Mara that, I talked to my son Ernesto. Ernesto has no problem with you, so Ernest. But the only boy who has a problem, maybe, could be Mogesi, maybe. Because my son, actually, he was explaining that Festus is not my son, okay? Mogesi is not my son. I talked to my own son, who is Ernest. No, he's Ernesto. So, but again, man, listen, man, I understand. I know maybe when you meet your father after this scenario that happened there, I mean, you can see how people are eating in there. And when your father showed up, Maro embarrassed him on camera, and he actually embarrassed him so much. Maybe when he come home and he start talking to you, he will be telling you that, I was at Maro's compound today, and he embarrassed me so much. He chased me. He said, you, my son, Ernesto, you say bad stuff about him. So what do you say? I mean, I want you to stop doing that. I know he will have something to tell you, but I know now that he doesn't follow YouTube, he doesn't know the shenanigans, he doesn't know how dramatic Maro is, he doesn't know how Maro treats people, and he doesn't actually know what went down from the very beginning. So he might come with a different opinion, maybe trying to pin you down that much, but you'll have to understand, okay? And also you have to understand that from a parent point of view, being embarrassed like that was bad. It was a big humiliation, and he will come trying to counsel you, to guide you, to tell you. But now you know what to do. You know what to do. If you really feel like this kind of thing, this kind of reaction and whatever is putting you and your father in a bad position, I mean, your relationship with your father is going to sink because of Marwa, you may try to make your decisions right, because I don't really think it's that big. But again, you need to walk through your father. I mean, you need to walk your father through everything, make him understand why. I mean, how did you guys arrive to that point of disagreement? Because if he decided to tell your father that he doesn't want him there because you said stuff about him, but he didn't tell him what he did to you. He didn't tell your father what he did to Mogesi to start making reaction videos. See, that is the problem. Because Senso is not a leader. Senso is a dramatic man. Maro, all he does is making videos and creating scenarios and flowing with the vibe. So if he was a leader enough, he was a role model enough, he could have tried to take accountability of his mess. Because trust you me, guys, if Maro paid these guys when they were working for him in the first beginning, if he considered their well-being, if he considered their demands in the previous moment, in the beginning, all of this mess would not be here. I mean, we wouldn't be talking about this. People are walking here freely. He used to go to villages. He used to go there and there. But now, when everything messed because of him, he is the genesis of everything. He should not forget that. Okay? Even if I feel like maybe this man didn't have to go there, now that they knew, according to the man, that he knew what happened, what was going on between him, between Marwa and you guys. but he went there to get that humiliation. But if MARWA did the right thing from the day one, all this mess would not be here. He started, using the boys, not paying them when they raised their voice, when they raised the concerns. He didn't even listen to them. He came on camera saying bad stuff about them. So when they started making reaction, when they started, repelling and stuff, he blackmailed them. So now that Maro did not explain to the father that, me, I didn't pay your son when he was working for me here. So that's why he went there, started making videos talking about me. So at least come, I right the wrongs. I will have to pay him. Okay, I'm willing to settle my problem, because it doesn't cancel the fact that they worked and he didn't pay them. So you cannot possibly say, no, these people, they make videos about Marwa, they abuse him, and blah, 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 and the father comes here. You shouldn't forget in the first place that Senso was the first one who messed them up. Yeah. And again, now that everything went down and everything all the friendship broke, and they know it, then there was a problem with them going there. There was a problem showing up there. But again, Ernesto, you don't have to feel bad that much. I know it hurts. It's bad to see your father being put on camera like that. So, bro, it's bad. Trust me, if that was my father, Maro, talking about legal things, I will go to court and demand you pull that. I'll go to court and demand you pull that part, because even if you had problem with my daddy, did he give you permission to film? That's the problem. Maro says, whatever about filming and filming, but did Ernesto's father give Maro permission to film him and post? Yes, they could have all these problems. How about he switch off his camera for 2 minutes and chase him? Hey, man, I don't want you here. Old man, just go. He switched off the camera, chase him. That was cool. But now, Maro wants drama, everything for views, and even written on the title that, hey, I had to send him back. I had to send him away. Perfect, okay? I'm sure he forgot to capture that moment. Maro, I'm sure if Maro was in that position, he could have taken a screenshot of this. He could have made a very good thumbnail like that. Go! Maybe he forgot. I had to send him away. He could have made a very embarrassing thumbnail like that. Maybe he didn't know how. He didn't have much time. He was rushing to come and post like that. But him, he will never take accountability. He will never say that he has ever done something wrong to these people. That's why they are rebelling against him. He will never say that. Okay. Let's finish up with this.
Exactly.
How much money did you give him?
Nothing.
So he's telling the other man to explain to Ernesto's father that, do you know that this your friend, I paid for his son's school fees? What did he give me? Nothing. Did you give me land? No. Did you give me this? Did you give me anything? No, you didn't. I didn't give you nothing. So you see what you're missing, because your sons.
Yeah, I didn't. Did you give me any land?
No.
Why is he insisting on land again? That is another thing that can get us, going to a whole different discussion. Maro has something to do with the land of this man. And if he's not careful, then that is the point. That is the point of target. I'm paying for your son's school fees, and this amount of money is going to pile up. It's going to pile up. And one day I'll give you a sum of all the money I've ever paid for your son's school fees. So if you won't be in a position to refund, at the end of the day, I'll demand land. So did you give me anything now? Did you give me land? That land that you said you didn't give him, at the end of the day, you will give him that land. Everything is transactional. Hey, you can't think that since we gave you anything for free. Of course, nothing like that. Did you know what? Mara paid those guys. I listened to them very carefully. Juliet, I will disagree. Honestly, I will really disagree, because do you want to tell me, Juliet, for real, that Mogesi lied, Ernesto lied, Gintu lied, Strongman lied, Village Cook lied? I mean, all of these people lied. Bro, there's no way that all of these people who've been coming out to say, no, 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 he didn't pay me, that all of them lied. No, there's no way. I mean, who have you ever heard saying, I worked for MARWA for this, and this period of time, and he paid me diligently. He paid me handsomely. I mean, he paid me fairly for all the work I was doing for him. Everyone who comes out there, he come to blame. He come and launch some big blames and complaints. So there's no way that you can say he possibly paid them. Okay? I can see even Hamis is really, really trying to defend, hey, he's been paying or whatever. No, he wasn't paying them. That's where the problem came from. Okay? That's where the problem came from. Okay. Is this Ben's father? Honestly, I don't know that man, by the way, OG. Who that man is? Who that man is? I don't think that MARWA was in his right mind. Probably drunk, hence his situation that gave Mura a field day. Who? Are you talking about the man or who? Maybe the man could have maybe he was drunk or stuff. Hi, Bremen. You may need to rewatch because you are a little bit late. Bro, I think if MARWA dies today, like your podcast won't exist. Since you started your YouTube, it's all about MARWA. Go out there and do something else. Be great. You speaking while you're watching. That's all. You saying all that nonsense and you're still watching. That's one thing that I like the most, that you say, and tomorrow you'll be back here to tell me the same exact things and you'll be watching. And you know what? Your view counts. Don't forget to like the video, okay? Don't forget to like the video. So if you're praying that he dies, that's according to you. I don't pray that he die. Why will he die? Because he makes me money. He should not die. Why will he die? Do you want me to go hungry? The man should never die. His channel will live here. So I need him alive because he makes me money. And I'm not going nowhere to create nothing. I'm here to sanitize him and tell him that it was nonsensical of him to do this nonsense to an old man of his father's age. I don't care what the man did. I don't care what the children of this man did. It was bad for him to do that. All right? It was bad. He lacked some skill. He lacked some basic leadership skills, some grown-up skills. I mean, some common sense. Because, you don't just approach everyone. Sometimes you can be drunk in fame. You think that because you have this mass following in YouTube, now you're above. I mean, you don't really consider morals and stuff. No, that's nonsense. That's wrong. Okay. I don't care what the man did. I don't care what MOGESI, what Ernesto have done to MARWA. That is not a reason enough for him to go and embarrass their father like that on camera. What if he switched off the camera and do all he could do to make sense? Just imagine tomorrow MARWA goes on YouTube and find his mother, his father, being embarrassed on camera, whatever that happened. For example, if Strongman 254 organized something like a celebration at home, and Conmam shows up, or maybe Machete Man shows up, okay? If Strongman 254 organize for a party, and Conmam or Machete Man or Mr. Kohera shows up, and now Strongman comes hard on one of MARWA's parents because MARWA did not pay him when he was working for him, or maybe he said blah 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 blah. Do you really think that would be something? Like, I was working working for MARWA as a plumber. He didn't pay me. So how dare you guys, you parents, show up here? Don't you know that your son was bad and he didn't pay me when I was working for him? No. So that is wrong. So you know how it goes. Yeah, you agree with me that Sensor should not die because he makes me money. Why will he die? He's my ATM. I mean, I'm not even afraid to say that. Should I actually be ashamed to tell you that Mario is my ATM? Why will I feel even embarrassed? I mean, the guy makes me money on a regular. He makes me money on a regular. So why will I not tell you that I know? Why will I not tell you that he is my ATM? Of course he is. Okay, Yvette, maybe you joined late, but I explained to you very well that in the village, actually, we don't consider this to be like a shame going to someone. No, 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 no. By the way, anyway, JT, Kenge, as we have so far seen, he has no empathy whatsoever. He will have sent Ernesto's daddy away in a diplomatic, respectful way just because he is an elder. Exactly. You know, that's my whole point, okay? That's my whole point. No, maybe he might have done something for him very bad that Maro didn't like. Maybe their sons like Ernesto and Mogesi and Gintu, they might have done something that Maro didn't like. But that's not like it's not a guarantee that he should treat them like that. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this poll on your screen to see what you guys have said. Okay, according to the poll here, 215 votes so far, and 26% are saying yes, the man, Ernesto's father, deserved that treatment. 54% are saying no, he didn't have to do that. 20% are saying, I don't know, tell me about it, JT. And that is why I told you about it and I explained to you all from the village point of view. And I told you everything about how we operate and blah, 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 blah. So now that you understand how we operate in the village, you don't have to be invited to go there and that and that. And now, based on the fact that this was an elderly man, he wasn't a child like Ernesto. Actually, if that was Ernesto who went there to that party and Mara turned him like that, I could say, okay, Ernesto, how could you even go there? You know what's happening. I mean, how would you go there after all, Ernesto? You know what happened there. I will agree. But now, it's not Ernesto. You know? Okay, some more votes, please. Cast your votes. And as you vote, please hit the like button and subscribe, okay? Hit the like button and subscribe. Let's see the last votes as you vote. 55% still say no, he didn't have to do that. And I will agree with the majority and say Marwa didn't have to do all that, okay? It was not the thing that you could have done.
Yes, you just came explain to me,
Yeah,
and
you help me.
And guys, this is a coincidence. I didn't plan this. I didn't.
And Maron is trying to say he didn't plan for that embarrassment. So if it was a coincidence that they pulled up and you have a problem with them and you have to embarrass them, yes, it's a coincidence, but did you have to record them? Why could you not cut? Why could you not shut your camera and talk to them as the elders, as fathers, you know, as parents? Somebody telling me you can't defend the villagers because they are easily manipulated. To some points, honestly, yeah. To some points, it's true that it's really hard for you to, you know, defend them, or maybe it's really hard for you to make them aware, to I don't know, to enlighten them, because maybe let me just keep my words because they may come out as offensive, but let me say in the village, honestly, most people are really easily manipulated because For one, maybe like I'll say exposure, and two, different kind of errors. The era that our parents lived is different from the era that we live. For me, even if I'm not, even if I'm broke, I cannot accept some kind of treatment. But my daddy can find himself in such a situation because of exposure. So it's different. For me, I'll take an offense from something like that. Someone shouting at me, someone putting a camera on my face without my permission, I'll take an offense on that. But someone like my daddy, he would be fine. Looking someone filming him, whatever he's saying on his in the camera, it might not even bother him. So it's different. But it's okay, man. Embarrass him on camera, he couldn't have done it different. He could have done it differently. There is always another way of doing things. Absolutely, I agree with you, honestly. But honest, guys, how about we go on with this conversation in the real comment section? Okay, 222 votes so far. 225 votes so far, and still 55% are saying no, he didn't have to do that. Yeah. So I guess I'll take that to be like the last, like I guess I'll take that to be the final vote, the final poll. Okay, 200, and please put your last votes there, because I'm taking this to be like my last. Let me take a screenshot of it, and okay. So as we finishing this, so far these are the votes that you guys have casted, and you're saying I can see like we have so far, when I took this screenshot, it was 225 votes. 25% are saying yes, they deserved it. The men, the old man there, Ernesto's father and the other man, and 55% are saying no, he didn't have to do that. Censor did not have to do that. And 20% are saying they don't know. They need JT to say what he knows. And how many likes do we have? How many likes do we have? Guys, make sure you like the video, okay? Kindly like the video, because I'm going to log off, okay? I want to appreciate you all for being here, for taking your time to engage in this conversation. It was so good having you all. And I'm hoping to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I love you all so very much. Subscribe if you haven't, okay? Yes, Ernesto, thank you so much, man. And by the way, Ernesto, before I log off, I want to say I'm so sorry, man, for all that embarrassment that your daddy received. He didn't deserve that. As a father, I'm saying, I don't care what you did. I don't care if your daddy insulted him. As a man, as a father of that age, he didn't deserve all that. So, man, on behalf of you, like, I'm so sorry, okay? You know that Censor is a madman, so please. So sorry. But I know, Ernesto, keep praying to God that one day things will change, okay? Tables turn at any given moment, things will change, and you'll start, you'll be there where you need to be. Trust you me, man. Nothing is impossible. Nothing, absolutely. So, man, thank you for being here. And everyone who was here, I appreciate you being here so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Like the video before you go, because I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.
I don't really